Hello, hello! Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft How to Build. Now, in the last video, we had to go ahead and cut it short because this build took so long. Now, the full recording time was over an hour, which is why I had to cut it in half. I do apologize for that, folks. But I really wanted you guys to see all the details, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into where we left off, which is with a time lapse of building the house section. Okay folks, so we are back here now that we've gotten the basic shape in for the house building. And you know, as I was thinking about it, I thought it would be really cool to go ahead and make the top part the house. So again, unfortunately, it's a little small. But then we make this bottom section a little bit of a shop. So that's the plan for that. Now let's go ahead and start on the roof. I went ahead and decided when I was laying out the frame, the roof frame, that we could go ahead and try doing a double wide roof. So pretty much just using half slabs and full slab, or full bricks. Now, let me go ahead and grab this. I want to use nether brick for this build in order to kind of stay away from the wood build, even though we have it up in the house section. But I thought it would just be a good way to keep it less flammable, essentially. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and lay out this double wide roof. And I'm not too sure how I want to do the roof over the blacksmith section yet. So I'm not sure if we're going to pretty much merge it downwards with this roof or what the plan is. So we'll just have to see what we decide looks good. Okay, so following that pattern, we'll have something a little bit like that. And then let's go ahead and lay in, oh, you know, let's go ahead and add these back ones too here before I forget. Alright, now we'll go ahead and lay in these half slabs. And we'll do something just like that. And we'll bring that all the way across. And one more. Okay, so that is a double wide roof. Now, if we were to go ahead and bring this down, it would probably look a little bit something like this. Okay, so pretty much the decline would go all the way down to there, which, you know, isn't bad. It does cover up most of it. But now, what if we went ahead and, trying to think what the best way to merge these two roofs is gonna be. So now we don't really want this section open. We want this all to be closed off. And, whoops, what are we stuck on? A wall? Okay, so what if we come up around here? And I like the way that this looks with the smoke going up, so I want to try and leave that open. And you know, I'm almost tempted to throw a hay bale in there in order to make that stand up a lot more. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, I don't know that a forge like this would actually be smoking. It might be the furnaces that would smoke, but I think the important thing in the build is that you do get some kind of fire going up, because that, especially in a blacksmith build like this, it gives the impression that there's a lot of fire being worked with, which there is. So it works out pretty well. And as you can see, our smokestack is now rising a lot higher since we added the hay bale. And now you can kind of see it up here, so we might want to do something to cover it. But we could just do something like a stone slab, I guess. Well, maybe not. You know, I think we'll go ahead and leave it. It's not super noticeable. Unless you're like right up in there looking at it. Now, getting back to this roof. I'm thinking we try to do a wraparound roof. So pretty much that is a frameless style. And we can just try and do something like this, I'm thinking. Okay. Let's bring our half slabs back down again. And, you know, let's go ahead and leave it like that. And then I want to drop this down one as well, in order to hide half of that cobblestone at least. Alright, so a little bit something like that is what we'll do for now. And you know, I think I wouldn't mind hiding all of that cobblestone, so let's bring this out one more layer. And we'll bring it all the way around here. Come back around and finish it off. Okay, so something just like that. And now this is a full block, so we could go ahead and do something to make this chute look like it's sticking out of the roof. We can, since we do have it sticking up with spruce, I think we just go ahead and continue that spruce. This is the same as what we have down there, so it's a little unconventional having a wood chimney, but you know, I think that's gonna look the best and it'll take up the least amount of room. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And then for this side, I'm really struggling with this one, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a different build. Now, let's go ahead and do, something like that, I suppose. Let's just go ahead and, we'll edit, or we'll add the coral back in. There we go. And this actually looks a little funny because that roof doesn't actually go all the way over. So what if we tried using oak trap doors? How would that look? At least up to that point. We'll add more of a wall over there. For this one, since there is kind of a block in the way, we'll apply this to the opposite side. There we go. And so this is similar to what we did in our watermill build. So it kind of just looks more like lattice. Whoops. There's no easy way to do this when you're flying, but we'll do, there we go. Oh no, we destroyed it. Okay, so there we go. And I'm thinking we bring up a cobblestone wall right into here. And then from here we continue on with that coral. Okay, so a little bit something like that. And we could go ahead and do the same thing to this side with the lattice, trapdoor style. We'll go ahead and give it a try and see how it looks. Now that one would have to be in like that. So we might be one too far over here. Okay, we'll throw in the cobblestone wall right there. And then we want to go ahead and finish off these slabs one more over. Okay, so something just like that, maybe? And this still gives us plenty of room to walk up. So we're still doing good over there. And then let's go down into here. I think it'll be a little bit easier to work with. We'll just do that. Okay. So now that works out for us a little bit better. Oh, we did that just barely. Okay, so something a bit... Well, no, because if you look over here, the cobblestone is on the outside of this lattice, which I think looks better. So I guess we just do the coral up to here. So it should be flush with the lattice. And then from there we do the cobblestone. It looks a little bit off, so I'm going to put another brick there. And that's not too bad. All around it kind of has a very strange roof design, so you might be better off if you don't try to connect the two roofs, but it's up to you, and if you want to mess with this design, you're more than welcome to. However it fancies your own world, whatever looks best. Okay, so now I think that does it for the majority of the structure itself. And then we'll go ahead and hang up some lanterns around the place. I guess right about there should be good. And then, even though there is lava over here, we'll do one over there just so that's symmetrical. And then we'll go ahead and place one on the countertop. Then coming up to here, you'd probably want one near your little porch area, so that should be good. And then, I'm almost thinking that we extend this counter a bit more. Now, I'm just not too sure if that's too close to the lava, if it might catch there. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's add some chains, because it's a blacksmith. They probably need some chains for hanging stuff. Okay, so just something like that, I guess. And then... Actually, if you were to put a full armor set right there, that could look kind of cool, almost like it's hanging off of that. You know what? We never did put anything in the item frame, but that was meant to be a sword. And then, you sort of like with what we did at the other blacksmith, if you want to line up some iron tools, it kind of looks like that's what he's working on. Now, I think that's going to be pretty good for in here. Let's go ahead and come back around here, and really quick, let's go ahead and throw in a sign. I'm thinking we'll need some fence. Okay, we'll bring it out like so. Okay, so for a couple of minutes, I went ahead and played around with some cool designs that I thought would be good on the blacksmith shop for the sign itself. And, you know, I really had a hard time deciding, but eventually I did land on one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and speed through here and show you guys a few clips of what we tried and what we did and didn't go with. Okay, it looks kind of funny. I think I'm not used to the newer texture for this glowstone either, which doesn't help. But, yeah, maybe not. I feel like they made those smaller. I could be totally wrong, though. Okay, so string, and anvil, and destroy, and destroy. Okay, I kind of like that. Alright, so if you're playing in a multiplayer world, be careful, nobody goes around and breaks your string there. But I kind of like that with just a hanging anvil. It kind of looks neat, so we will leave it like that for now. Oh my gosh, I know I just said we'd leave it, but I kind of want to add stairs. And then if we do that, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of it. But what if we did a half slab? And some open gates. Okay, so then that would actually have to be up here. And then, or not even open. What about just closed? You know, that kind of works for me. I think we're going to leave it like that. Yeah, I promise that's it. We're not going to change that anymore. If you want to mess around with it in some of those ideas that we were playing around with, feel free to do so in your own world. And coming right into here, I think I'll go ahead and do a quick speed through on some of this interior. Okay, so now it's been a couple of minutes and I did some work around the place. I finished the interiors. And then before we head inside to check that all out, whoops, I want to go ahead and show you guys some of the stuff that I did around the place. I'll fix that later. But so we went ahead and got rid of the small pedestal, the flame pedestal, just because I felt like it didn't really go with this build. So maybe somewhere down the road, I'll go ahead and build another blacksmith, and you guys can see what I usually do with my own personal blacksmiths. But along with that, we went ahead and added an andesite wall around the lava to make sure that nobody accidentally falls in there. And then we also exchanged these slabs for these stairs. So that way, again, it's pretty much to deter people from walking over towards that edge. But other than that, we can go ahead and come in here into the shop. And so now it's a little small. But what we did is we went ahead and put some armor stands around the place to kind of showcase the different things for sale, along with this small counter with horse armor on it, since that's probably another thing the blacksmith gets to make. Then up along the walls you've got a few swords, and I figure the iron and stone would probably be down there in those buckets, and there'd be more of them, so those you wouldn't really want to showcase as much. Then up here we've got our farmer's tools. Since this is a Minecraft village, you've probably got a lot of people who need to buy those and replace them over time. And then we've got our little netherite armor with our turtle shell as well as kind of a magical item that's also for sale. Then up there you've got extra supplies along with golden armor, which probably isn't bought as frequently, seeing as how its durability is not great, and it's pretty much just for show. But so back here we've got a little counter where the I'm assuming it would be the wife of the blacksmith sells their goods throughout the day. And then coming back around to here, we'll go upstairs and check out the insides. And so it's another little build, but you know, we've got a double bed since I don't know, I just thought it would be cool to have like a little married couple working and owning this blacksmith. And so a little bit of story there. But then we've got a little bookshelf here and a very small kitchen with our andesite fridge, sink, and a little potted plant, along with one up on top of the fridge. And then we have extra shelving up here as well. So that is going to do it for the blacksmith build. Nothing too fancy on the inside, but I hope you guys did enjoy this one. It took a lot longer than I was expecting, but you know, I think it turned out pretty good. And I do still like this concept of being able to reach into the natural lava and kind of pull it up for your own needs. So that is going to do it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button because that does help me out. And if you want to see more builds like this, definitely hit subscribe. Now we're going to be taking a break from the rough mechanical, technical side of Minecraft, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different in the next build. In the next episode, we will be building a greenhouse and apiary, I don't know. There's a lot to it, but stick around and you'll get to see that full build. So, until next time folks, have a good one, and I will see you then. Bye!